Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Adapt to different situations. Now I'm going to tell you what, as men, we are the warriors. And this don't necessarily mean fighting someone. We're the ones who solve the problems. We're the ones, when something happens, we handle it. As men, we handle it. But here's the reality. Everything is not going to come at you in a prepackaged way where you say, oh, this is happening, I can do this. Now, if you have experience with it, yeah, but let's just be real. Different things going to happen, different circumstances, everything, But as a man, you got to be able to handle it. As a man, you got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to adapt to the situation to solve the problem. You got to be flexible. Now, and it's a tricky thing there. You have to be solid in who you are as a man, definitely. And you do have to have a solid stance, but then the particular situation might require you to do something. It's like in the art of war. It's like in the art of war. You got to know sometimes when to strike that blow, and then sometimes when to just sit back and defend, when to go hard, when to advance, when to fall back. You got to adapt to it. The ultimate thing is to win. And sometimes you got to do different things. Now, like say you have a problem on a job. And this is something I've had. I've talked about this before. Last job I had, I was nearly going to go to the job of a manager. That wasn't the first time it happened. But what if I actually did that? Then I could have been charged with assault. I would have lost the job, been charged with assault, maybe even instead of doing some videos, like serving a bit of prison time. You never know. Anything could have happened. But actually, as much as I wanted to, I had to restrain myself. And, the manager picked up on it and was actually thankful that I did. But what if I didn't? Sometimes you got to say, okay, when do you have to do something? When do you need to do something? Now, sometimes you have to do something anyway. Let's say I was assaulted. Then I would be perfectly within my right to hurt the person. But that's that situation. See, every single thing you got to do, you can't respond to everything the same way every single time in different things. As a man, especially, you got to calculate everything. You got to be able to see everything. It's like you playing chess. Anybody who plays chess, and it's ironic I'm saying this because I'm not big on playing chess. Too many restrictions, but that's another conversation. But you got to see the whole thing. You got to see moves ahead. Like you, in that few seconds, okay, something about to happen. You got to say, do I walk away from this? Do I defend myself? What do I do? Because you got to think about, okay, what's the consequences? Like in a situation where you're being attacked, when you're being attacked, oh yeah, you're perfectly justified in defending yourself. But then it's another situation where somebody might be trying to bait you. And you'd be like, okay, what are they doing? What's their real plan? You got to be able to see everything. You got to play chess out here, not checkers. And that's very important. And you got to adapt. And just real quick about that chess thing, even though I use that analogy that everybody uses, one of the things with me as a person, I don't like my moves being limited. I don't like it being in a situation where I can only do certain moves. Because in any situation, you have thousands of possibilities. And I like that freedom. And I like games where I have that freedom. But, and I just wanted to share that part. But whatever the case, it might require you to be different. It's like raising a child. For the fathers out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. You could have that one child who is a total angel, especially if she's baby girl. And as an aside, you know how baby girl is. Baby girl got you wrapped around her little finger, her little chubby fingers, and that's cool. But back to the main program, you got that child, they an angel, they perfect. The other one is a heathen, always in some trouble. Yes, you can have your firmness in general, but you might have, whereas with one, you could just say, all right, why don't you got to do things this way. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, it's great. The other one, well, might have to deal with them with the cameras off. I'll leave it like that, But you're doing it for their own good. And that's the thing. So, and that's just a small situation. It's just going through life every day. Every day is something different. Every day, like if you might have to deal with different people on different levels and everything. You got to be able to adapt. You got to successfully adapt. And then the situations where you do successfully adapt, you got to put that in your memory bank. So if you come across something similar, then you can respond even quicker because they say, oh, wait, I did this before. Boom. Your mind got to be like that computer bank. And that's the nature of man. See, our nature is to be active. Our nature is to protect. Our nature is to defend. Our nature is to hunt. You might have to adapt in your financial situation. There's a lot of men who might have lost a job, with this pandemic and everything, or got in a situation. All right, you might have to change up. Yeah, you know what? You got those dual degrees. Yeah, you're a professional and stuff. Well, you might have to work in that warehouse. There's no shame in it because as a man, you need to be bringing in that money. You still got to hunt. You still got to eat. So there's no shame in it. But you might have to adapt all your skills and everything. And in fact, let me share something about myself. I'm that person. Yeah, I could work in an office, but I can work in a warehouse too. I've done a lot of stuff, sales, everything. And the thing I learned from it is, okay, whatever I need money for, I can always get it because I taught myself how to adapt to different jobs and everything. Men have to do that. And let's be real about the jobs thing. We don't hunt, most of us anyway. 99.9% of us don't hunt for their food. Even some who do, they do it for recreation. So how you got to get that food? You're going to have to work. You got to make money. You might have to adapt with the job situation. Like I said, you could have that steady job, but the business itself go out. Then you got to adapt. You can't fall. I've seen too many men, they get some change. They didn't adapt. You got to adapt like it's nothing. It's like, hey, this is just what I do. And then when you're dealing with different people, everybody, you're not going to deal with them the same. And then somebody's always going to hit you with something new. Somebody's always going to hit you with something new. So what you going to do then? And the only way to really learn how to adapt, and there's only really one way. You can't read it in a book. You can't listen to a podcast. You can't watch a video. Even when somebody's doing something, they say, okay, this is what you do. That situation might not come up like that for you. Only way you can really learn how to adapt, you got to go out there and live. You got to experience stuff. And every single time you experience stuff, you learn from it, and then you can apply it in the future. Boom. All right? So adapt to different situations. That's what it means to be a man. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.